Hey, this is Tim from The Watchers, and you're listening to Metalhead Alliance.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jesse from Metalhead Alliance, and I am joined on the phone now with Tim from The Watchers. How you doing tonight, Tim?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Doing good, man. Can't complain. You're in the West Coast, aren't you? West Coast of the United States?
Yeah. We're located in the San Francisco Bay Area. That's our kind of our home, and spread out a little bit in the Northern California area, but yeah, we call San Francisco, Oakland our home.
Okay, very cool. Well, I'm in Tennessee, so we've got a little bit of a time difference right now. How's the weather been out there in California, out where you're at these days?
Oh, it's been great. It's been great. Starting to warm up, and been kind of trippy this year. I think with all the rain, but we get these little kind of storms that pass through. So it's been kind of mild for June, but
Okay.
overall great, man. California's awesome.
Yeah, it is. I've been out there for work several times over the years, and it's a beautiful state. You get a little bit of everything out there. You know, you get your desert heat, you get your coastal breeze, you get your mountains. You know, it's a little bit of everything. I think fits everybody's style.
Yeah.
You know, have you been there your whole life?
Everything from where I'm at is about 2 to a 4 hour drive. You can hit the mountains or you can hit the coast.
Nice.
Or, you know, there's just it's pretty diverse. It's awesome. I really love California.
Very cool. All right, so for those of our listeners that maybe haven't heard of you guys before, can you give us a little bit of background on the band? You know, we already know where you guys call home, in the San Francisco Bay Area of California. So, what else about the band would you like to tell us about your background, when the band was formed, who was a part of the formation of the band, what your musical style is? Give us a little bit of a background about the Watchers.
Yeah. Well, the Watchers were formed out of Cornbread, my bassist, and I were in a band called Spiral Arms for about 12 years before we were split. That band broke up about a year ago, a little over a year and a half ago. But I had met Carter, our drummer, who was the drummer for Orchid.
Okay.
And I did some session work with him. I work at a studio. I'm a producer and engineer, and I do that kind of as my day gig. And I had him in as a session drummer, and we hit it off. Super cool dude. I liked the way he played, and so we kind of talked, and I knew this was going to be happening with Spiral Arms. It was just kind of at a period of where everything it felt like it needed to basically stop, and so I was looking for players. And Jeremy got known since like '98, I think. I've known him for a long time, and we've always kind of joked and talked about putting the band together, and then finally we did. So
Sweet.
Yeah, so here we are.
Awesome.
The lineup.
Very cool. And you guys are about to do a tour run in North America. I think you guys are hitting the road on June 17th.
Yeah, that's correct. We kick it off in Reno, Nevada, and then we make our way across the states to the Maryland Doom Fest.
Yes.
Which is on June, like Saturday the 24th. And we kind of based the whole tour around that. We got an offer to do it. We were like, well, rather try and fly in and do the backline thing, we'll probably, lose money because there's not a lot of money going into gigs like that usually. And we figured it would just kind of twist our arm into doing a tour, So we just figured, well, we'll just book it out, play every night, and, just go out and kick ass and then get home. But
have you guys ever
start on the 17th, and then it should wrap up. I think the last show is on the 29th or something like that.
Right. Now, is this the first time you guys have gone on a tour like this? I mean, across the country, I'm sure you've played local shows to your area before, but is this the first major tour for the Watchers, or have you made a track like this in the past?
Well, we did a West Coast tour last October with the band Zed, who are also on Ripple Music.
Okay.
And we packaged up with them and did 6 shows. Went up to Seattle and back, did San Diego and Vegas and stuff like that. That was right before our EP came out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this will be our first stretch across the states. I mean, we've all pretty much have toured in our other bands, and we've all done like Europe and the States a bunch of times. But
you've been to Europe too?
This will be our first trek with this band, so we're pretty stoked on it.
All right, so you're no stranger to the touring scene or the touring lifestyle. Maryland Doomfest, man, that would be a pretty exciting show to play. Where are you most excited to play on this particular tour?
That being one of them. I mean, we're playing. We got a really good time slot. The night we're playing, the Skulls playing, which I'm a huge Trouble fan. So I mean, I listened to Trouble since I was a teenager, and Bang's playing. I did an early '70s classic rock band, and Wolfat.
Yep.
Bunch of really, really heavy, cool bands. I don't have a list in front of me, but we got a really nice time slot for that show, and I think it's going to be really, really cool. I think that's kind of the highlight of the tour for me personally. But
yeah, definitely.
We're also coming back. We're going to be rolling back to Texas, and looking forward to playing Austin.
Awesome, yeah.
I've got some friends. My buddy Tom and Duel. We're doing a show with them down in Austin. My old band Spiral Arms, and him and Sean, bass player, were in Scorpion Child together.
Okay.
And we did Europe together for about 3.5 weeks back in 2013. So
wow.
We're bros,
Yeah.
It'll be good to catch up with those guys and see a bunch of people that that we haven't seen in a while on the road. So those shows are cool. Those are really cool. So
definitely.
All in all, it's going to be a cool tour.
That sounds like it's going to be. And I had no idea that you had some European touring experience under your belt. I'm sure that was a pretty epic experience, I would say.
Yeah, it was it was very cool. We did Scandinavia, so we got to we did Sweden, and it went up to Norway, Oslo, and then worked our way back and did a bunch of shows in Germany and Italy and Switzerland and stuff like that. It was cool. It was a great experience.
How was the?
We'd like to go back over hopefully next year when the new record comes out. That's kind of where we have our sight set, is to get over there.
Terrific.
And hit Europe with this band. So
terrific. And you guys are, to my knowledge, are you currently in the process of writing the new album, Sabbath Highway, and it's set for a September release. Is that right? Or no?
Well, we are probably about 2/3 of the way done, 3/4 of the way done recording the record. So the record's written.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I got my lyric book right in front of me. I got to finish a couple of songs lyrically.
Right.
Kind of working on vocals now. Yeah, like this week, and then we jump into guitar solos and overdubs and stuff like that. So the goal is to have everything recorded and tracked before we leave. And then when we get back from the tour, we'll start the mixing process. But we may end up pushing the record to the beginning of next year. We're still kind of feeling it out.
Sure.
The release schedule with Ripple and how the record is going to be presented in the best light. So
totally
I think with that you have your setup time, and then you video whatever song you're going to pick or two to kind of get out there. All that lead time's nice to have, not feel super rushed doing it. I don't think we have to be rushed doing it. So we'll see. The goal is September, October, but it's looking
not going to rush it.
It may get pushed back.
Sure.
Yeah.
So has this writing experience differed, or has it pretty much stayed the same from previous music that you guys have written or recorded? Is this the first full length album? I haven't really gone too deep in your discography, so has this writing process differed, or has it pretty much stayed the same from what you've done in the past, if anything?
We kind of kept it the same. When we got in and recorded Sabbath Highway, we probably got in the jam room maybe 6 or 7 times before we cut that record. So we've had time to do shows and go and be a band and travel and all that stuff makes a big difference too. So
definitely.
But the writing process for us usually is, I'll come up with something at home, and then Jeremy will do the same thing. He's got a home studio, and then we'll get together and just get the basic skeletons of the ideas out. Just make sure the riffs are cool first, and kind of build from there. And then we take it in. We take it into the jam room, and then like Carter and Cornbread throw their their 2 cents in, and we end up with songs like that, and it seems to work pretty well. It's a fun process, and everybody respects everybody's ideas, so I think that's a really important piece of the puzzle. But
absolutely.
We kind of just followed kind of the same formula, we really feel that Sabbath Highway, it feels right, pretty straight ahead. It's not a lot of bells and whistles. It just kind of gets down to the nitty gritty of the, heavy riffs and vocals, so pretty straight ahead stuff.
Well, I have actually checked out the one of the songs that's on the record. It's Just a Needle. There's a music video out for it, which we're going to link that in the description of this, so that way the people listening to this can also find that video on YouTube for the song.
Cool.
And so that song is, the video for it, people that check it out will probably agree, a lot of intense imagery, maybe some controversial undertones. What inspired the band to go in the direction with that video, lyrically and image-wise and stuff like? What was the drive behind going in that direction for that particular track and that video?
That particular song, where that title came from, was I had the surgery about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and that was one of the things that the doctor had said to me when we were trying to figure out what was going on. You needed to use a needle on me, and I'm like, wait, and it's just a needle. So a lot of it is the imagery with that video is a reflection of how I felt at the time and what I was going through personally in my life.
Wow.
Anybody with any kind of like medical issue or something like that, you're trying to figure out what your problem is. It can be pretty devastating and depressing and shitty. So I think a lot of it with that tune in that video was, and again, the song's got a pretty melodic hook to it too. So I think that
it grooves, man. It grooves.
Polar opposite of really heavy imagery. And I think it works well together. I've had many people like totally trip out on the video, like, why did you put that out?
Yeah.
But it made people listen to it, and shock value is. I think it's key. I think it's important. I think you gotta push the boundaries, here and there. And we just went for it on that video. Got a really, really great video editing director guy that we work with, and we just kind of threw the idea at him, and said, "Well, just give me some ideas of what you think." And
yes,
just he gathered everything, and I think it turned out awesome.
Brought it to life, and I love it too. I mean, you guys have that really old school kind of psychedelic sound, and that's the kind of stuff that like. I'm 33 this year. My dad was, my age and younger during the heyday of psychedelic rock, and I was brought up listening to that sort of stuff. So it made me think of the kind of music that I was brought up listening to, from my dad's influences and stuff. And it was like it's I mean it kind of brought back that old nostalgia effect, and I like music that is also visually inspiring as well as audibly, what you hear and what you see sets a nerve so to speak, and I think that video and that particular song does a great job at that. So good job on that.
Hey, thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, I think if you can tie the two together and they magically work, you get something even cooler, you know, than the
Definitely.
original idea of the song. It's like it
Yeah.
just makes the song feel different, you know, which is
sure.
the idea. So, but thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Now, you mentioned a couple times you guys are working with Ripple, the label that you're releasing Sabbath Highway through. Have you guys had an experience working with them before, and how's this experience been so far up to now, and in the past if you have?
Well, Ripple Music, I was introduced to Todd and Pope, probably a few years ago, but the band Zed, I mentioned earlier that we toured with, I produced and recorded and mixed their last two records.
Okay.
So I was kind of around when they were getting picked up by Ripple, and we got to talking about the label. And my last band was on SPV in Germany, and the way things are these days, it's almost like it's better to, I believe, to take a gamble on yourself. And with Ripple, it's like a co-op. It's they give you all the artistic freedom. You deliver your record, and then they take it from there.
Cool.
And do what they do. And I like the working relationship of it. To be honest with you, I think when you, especially with the way budgets are today, it makes it really difficult to do a whole lot. I mean, you're better off betting on yourself, and if things do take off and they do blow up for the band, you get more on the back end.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're taking this high interest loan, which let's say record deals today are you're lucky if you get 10 grand, 15 grand to make a record. I've got my own recording studio. We've got our own 15-passenger van. We have our own
Sure.
printing press. So we do everything.
Nice.
We do everything and take it out on the road, and you get to keep that much of it back on the back end once things start rolling. So I put that business model in, and Todd Severn's a wonderful dude, and it's really cool. It's a good home for us right now. We're pretty happy being there.
That's great.
One of Todd's favorite bands is the Colts, and the Colts one of my favorite bands. So
Oh yeah.
that's cool. So,
You guys have that common ground. Are they based out of California, or Ripple? Is that their home base too?
Oh, the Colts? Or are you talking about Ripple?
Ripple, the label.
Yeah, Ripple, they're out of the Bay Area. Yes.
Very cool.
They're about a half hour, 40 minutes from me. I can call up Todd Davis, go have lunch,
Yeah.
and it's great. It's an awesome working relationship. So
That's awesome.
We're pretty stoked to be a part of their family.
Oh, terrific. How is the local scene music-wise out there for you? Like when you guys, do you play a lot of local gigs, and do you have a good turnout? What's your local fan base like out there, and what do you think that the Watchers deliver for the locals out there? Is it something that you've been met with some really good response with, or is it just kind of hit and miss? I mean, out here in Tennessee, at least in this part, there's a really huge, surprisingly, there's a low but dedicated like punk rock scene, kind of like the crossover thrash scene, and I'm always curious to know what each area of the countries in the world local scene are like.
Well, out here it's pretty diverse. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on all the time, and that can kind of be a problem too. A lot of, I won't say a lot, I'll say a good portion of local bands, in my opinion, tend to overplay.
Okay.
So, you got people with, there's a lot of competition out here on any given weekend. But if you plan a show outright, like for us, we try to play out here. Right now we're totally taking a break. I think we played, hold on one second.
Yep. Go ahead, no problem.
Okay, sorry about that. Do you want to pick this one up again, or can you splice it or something?
Yeah, that's okay. Go ahead and just pick up where we left off with the how the local scene is, and
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, for what it's worth, I mean, to me, a lot of the bands seem to, like I was saying, I think the market gets flooded and people overplay and they don't think about like strategizing their shows. I'm not trying to talk bad about anybody, but that's kind of how it is.
Mm-hmm.
And,
yeah,
but we try to space our shows out probably every 3 months or 4 months, or if a national comes through, we'll try and play with them.
yep,
And just make the show a little bit more of an event, a little bit more special, rather than like, hey, we're playing, down at the local bar here, next Saturday type of thing. So
right,
you got to kind of strategize what you're going to do. But for us, as far as the shows go, they've all been great. They've all been
that's good.
all been pretty solid. There's you gotta again, with the whole strategizing, you have to put your bills together correctly too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big fan of shows where bands are cohesive. I mean, I get having diverse stuff, but let's face it. I mean, if you put the wrong type of band, it could clear a room. You get
Definitely.
people out and then they'll bail.
Yeah.
So we're really trying to be conscious of that stuff, and we play with the brothers in Black Wolf. They're on Ripple.
Mm-hmm.
Zed. We'll get touring bands that come through. We'll jump on. But yeah, probably 4 times a year out there, like tops.
Okay.
But for us, our goal, we're going to do a U.S. tour, and then we want to go to Europe and be international. And
Excellent.
do things out here like not too often. So
Yeah. Well, I feel like that's
kind of that's our plan.
Yeah, and I mean, we see it a lot here too. I mean, I live like 30 minutes from Nashville, and the music scene here is saturated, and there's no other way of putting it. There are so many bands, and there's like a half a dozen shows almost every weekend that cater to almost every kind of musical interest that you can think of. There's metal, there's rock, there's country, of course, but I've always I've heard it both ways. I've heard some very, successful and established bands that have made a really good name for themselves say, like they're, if people don't know who you are, you're not going to get anywhere, and they, say, play your local scene as much as you can. And then I've also heard say, kind of what you're saying is that you can overplay, and people just really don't, everybody knows who you are, and it's like it's the same thing all the time. So I kind of think that there's a fine line,
Yeah, well, I think a lot of it too is, we had a show not too long ago where there were a couple of bands that, same genre that played on the same night with two touring bands, and, to me that should be one show. That shouldn't be, one band on one side of San Francisco and one on the other.
Mm-hmm.
You're just splitting your audience down the middle. You're competing with each other.
Yeah.
So, we're trying to group together. It's funny because we've had a couple of meetings about this with with the record label and some of the other bands affiliated with Ripple, and let's get kind of a plan together so everybody isn't stepping on each other's ditch. It's like,
sure.
Let's let everybody fucking have a moment here, because there's, like you said, man, Nashville sounds like it's San Francisco to me. It sounds like the same exact thing. So,
right. I think that's a great idea too
for
bands that are like that work together, that maybe sign on the same label, or that have the same market that they're in, the same type of audience. I think that is a great thing, that you guys have that amount of respect for one another to work with each other and not try and compete, because that is a very evident thing that I've seen in our local scene too. There's definite cliques, bands bring a crowd, and then their crowd doesn't stay for a different band in the same type of genre.
Right.
So it's kind of frustrating.
Well,
but
it is. But I grew up. I mean, I'm probably going to put my age on myself here, but I grew up in the whole thrash metal scene. I went to Reggies, and I played Reggies, and I played the Stone, I played the Omni.
wow,
I watched the thrash metal scene completely do the same thing. It's just like, it's a competition.
Mm-hmm.
And then people start, kind of fucking each other over. And it's like,
yeah,
it isn't going to thrive. I mean, it kind of killed the scene, is what it did. And then, the bigger bands took off, and then that was that. So, I do have respect for the other bands out here, and all over that are trying to make stuff happen, but you do have to work with each other at a point, because I think we're all kind of fighting for the same thing.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think that we're all in this together, like, we shouldn't be pitting against each other. I definitely applaud you for that.
And that's kind of the cool thing, like with this tour too, is we've hooked up with some really awesome people, across the states that, helped us book the tour that are, they're Ripple bands, and there's, just different dudes that are like helping out packaging bills, and they're good shows,
Excellent.
That's cool. That camaraderie is awesome.
And
it is out there. It is out there, but you just got to figure out who your friends are and who your friends aren't.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
Good advice. Now, it's an interesting thing, and I just wanted to ask you this: the Watchers. What are you guys? What or who are you watching, and why the Watchers? Like, what is that? What does that mean?
Well, the Watchers are from. It's kind of like an old. I mean, if have any kind of like religious knowledge, or if you're into any of that stuff, but the Watchers are. They're like a different species origin. They're if you look up Nephilim, they're like a different breed of person. They're almost like giants. It's a little bit of folklore, that kind of thing. I think that's why we went with it.
Okay.
But the thing I like about the name the most is it isn't we base ourselves off of that, but the Watchers is such a. When we were trying to pick a name, we were thinking. I just wanted something that could be really ambiguous. It's just, it's a heavy rock band. So
right.
it could be whatever you want it to be. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
So, but the initial idea was actually from a promoter friend of mine. He's all, the Watchers, man. I'm like, it's cool, and a lot of people have used it, but we just kind of said fuck it and threw it up against the wall. It seems to be sticking. So,
that's cool.
But if you want to get into the biblical end of it, you just do some research on the Nephilim, and it gets pretty detailed. It seems crazy to me, I mean, I'm not totally believing that stuff, but
right, just the folklore of it and the legends behind. What I first thought of when I heard the name was what was that? I don't know if were they the Watchers, or was it the Highlander series where they were the ones that kind of kept an eye on the immortals? They kind of like tracked them. You know what I'm talking about?
That's
kind of like that's what I first thought of.
It's kind of the same concept, but the idea was that they bred with human women, and they had these offspring. So, and these offspring are like almost like giants.
Gotcha.
It's a trip. It's a trippy little folklore story kind of thing. But we took it as tongue in cheek. But
right.
Again, the idea of the name was for it to be ambiguous, and it can kind of be whatever.
Whatever.
We could be watching something. I don't know, watching TV. What the fuck? I don't. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, because you told me one thing, and I thought of something else, and somebody else is going to think of their thing. So yeah, I think you're kind of in a way, it's accomplished what you set out for it to. So that's pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Last question I got for you. Maryland Doomfest, epic thing to be a part of. Once that's in the books, you mentioned earlier that your next big goal is going to be aiming for a European tour. So my original question was, what's the band's next big show goal? But I don't think you can, aside from maybe trying to get on like, a major European festival or something. I think that you pretty much answered that question already. Is there anything else besides Europe that you guys want to definitely, make happen in the foreseeable future?
Yeah, I think one of the driving forces behind this band is we want to be super prolific and put records out frequently. It's really easy to be a band that, you put an album out and then 2 years will slip by, 2.5, 3 years. If we could put a record out every year and a half, I would be stoked.
That seems reasonable.
But
yeah.
that's kind of the goal. I mean, that's kind of a big feat to do along with touring and everything else. But, you know, the idea is we feel like we've tapped into something really cool, and it's just like, well, let's crank this stuff out. You know, let's get a nice discography together.
Yeah.
You know, I think bands that got, you know, they don't overthink the recording process too much, and they put records out frequently and just kind of snapshot, you know, their career.
Sure.
I mean, again, it's so easy to just like wait and sit on a record and you know, and you got to kind of kick yourself in the ass to get out there and get in the studio and crank the stuff out. You know,
right.
Stay out there. You know, out of sight, out of mind. I think is what it is. But yeah, that would be the goal in Europe, and obviously, yeah, the big festivals in Europe. There's all kinds of great stuff going on.
For sure.
That's what we have our sights on. So,
well, that's great, man. I think that with the the direction that you guys are heading and the mindset, and just from our conversation tonight, I feel like you got a really good grip on achieving those goals. And you know, we wish you the best of luck and look forward to seeing what the Watchers will bring to the world. You know, in the foreseeable future. We're definitely excited about that. Do you want to go ahead and tell everybody who's listening where they can find you guys? You know, like, you know, you're on Facebook. I know that. Any other social media sites, or where they can get your album once it drops, whenever that is, later this year, beginning of next.
Yeah. We're thank you for all those kind words, man. Super awesome. I appreciate that. And as far as our social media goes, we just do everything on Facebook at the moment. So you can find us on there. It's a Band of Watchers on Facebook.
Okay.
And yeah, you can find our record. I believe like Amazon. You can find it's available on iTunes. But if you want to get vinyl, go to ripplemusic.bigcartel.com.
Okay.
You can order the vinyl from them, and you know, you got the CD format too.
Sweet.
But yeah, it's out there. It's out there. Just you know, Google it up, and you should be able to find the record. And
awesome.
Yeah, again, thank you for your support in the interview. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna go ahead and make sure that everybody that listens to this, in the description of the video, make sure that you check the description, because we're gonna have all the links to your social media, to the Ripple Music website, where you can see, or where you know where people will be able to obtain the album once it drops, and to keep track of you. And everybody too, keep in mind that these guys are hitting the road June 17th. Going to be on the road till June 30th, starting off in Reno, Nevada, going all the way across the United States, making several stops. One of which is in Maryland at Maryland Doomfest. That's June 24th. Looks like you guys are wrapping up the tour in Arizona. So congratulations on your success, Tim, and you know, best of luck with you on the tour. And congratulations, like I said, with everything, all your success that you've had, and you know, hope to talk to you soon. Maybe when the album comes out, or before the album comes out. You know, we'd love to check it out. Maybe to write a review. You know, give you some kind of press. Anything that we can do to help promote the album release would be we'd be happy to help you guys out on that level too. So. Yeah,
that'd be awesome, man. We'll try and get you something sooner than later when we get close.
All right.
But, we'll make sure that you get a chance to check it out. Okay.
Very good, man. Well, thanks again, Tim, for talking with us tonight. Everybody, make sure you check out The Watchers on Facebook. We're going to link all the descriptions in the description of the video and where you can find them. You have a great night, Tim. Thanks again for talking with us.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jesse. I appreciate it, man.
All right. Take care now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.